Jasmine Bleu has been lying through her teeth, and we have finally obtained the receipts to expose her. We knew that Mendeecees had a lot of drama, but who would have imagined that Jasmine would become involved in this mess? Did she really think we wouldn't figure out what was going on? Let me ask you this. What happens when your lies catch up with you? What happens when you spin? Jasmine is going to learn the hard way that even you can no longer tell what is real because, well, the internet never forgets. And let's just say that her little fairy tale is unraveling quickly due to leaked DMs, hidden phone calls, and a ton of tea that will leave everyone shaken. Oh Yandy, phew, she's not holding back this time. You won't believe what she had to. As for Jasmine's twisted web of deceit, grab some popcorn because this scandal is more dramatic than a reality TV season finale. Now let's dive into the shocking truth about Jasmine's lies. Hold on tight, because this tea is getting hot. Just when we thought the drama between Jasmine and me couldn't get any messier, a whole new level of deceit has been exposed and trust. I think it's crazy that Jasmine Bleu has been entangled in a web of lies, and this time the receipts, oh, they're indisputable. But the real question is why she lied, and what exactly does Yandy Smith have to do with all of this? Hold on, because what I'm going to reveal will make you wonder about everything. Let's go back a little though. We all know Mendeecees Harris, the hip-hop mobile reality TV star, and let's be honest, a man whose name is synonymous with drama. From his previous legal issues to his turbulent relationship with Yandy Smith, has had an endless story of headlines. Then there was Jasmine Bleu, a woman who appeared out of nowhere and dropped bombs that left the internet rocking, accusations, and now a web of lies that is finally bringing everything to a head. When Jasmine made some shocking claims about Mendeecees, she portrayed a picture of a covert relationship betrayal. Not to mention the emotional turmoil, social media went into a frenzy in support of Jasmine, believing everything she said. However, things started to get strange after that. Here's where it gets really crazy. Jasmine claimed that she and M had been secretly involved for years, detailing lavish vacations, expensive gifts, and intimate moments that supposedly happened behind closed doors. However, when people started to dig deeper, inconsistent statements surfaced, and the story suddenly stopped looking so solid. Timeline, it was looking shaky, and let me tell you, when the internet starts looking into things, you can be sure the truth is coming out. Sources close to Mendeecees have now come forward, and guess what? They're calling BS on Jasmine's whole story, claiming that she was never that close to Mendeecees and that she exaggerated their interactions and in some cases, outright lied about. As for the evidence, well, it's juicy. We're talking about contradicting text messages, photos that have been altered, and even phony screenshots that she allegedly used to support her claims. But here's where things get messy at Yandy Smith. Normally, when drama arises, she's the first to respond, but this time, she's been surprisingly quiet. And you know what that indicates, that there is a rumor circulating that Yandy is aware that Jasmine is lying, but she is remaining silent because she doesn't want to fuel the fire by wasting energy on pointless things. However, some people think she is simply waiting for the right opportunity to come out with a vengeance. Additionally, the internet is consuming this information, with Twitter threads analyzing. It's a war zone out here, but let me tell you something even wilder Jasmine might not have been. Some fans are demanding that Jasmine apologize, while others are supporting her and believing that there is still truth to her claims. Let's not forget about the blogs, for they are having a field day with this. Working alone, yes, you heard me correctly. There are rumors that someone else has been giving her false information, coaching her, and even paying her to maintain this act. And guess what? Someone very close to Mendeecees is being blamed. Could it be an ex, a former business partner, or a disgruntled family member? They seem intent on bringing him down. And Jasmine, well, she might be the puppet in this whole messy game. Now, let's talk about these so-called receipts. Jasmine swore that she had messages proving that Mendeecees was in love with her. But guess what? Experts examined those texts. And let's just say that Photoshop is an amazing tool. The messages seem to have been altered with different fonts, off-color timestamps, and, of course, ends. But walls are closing in on Jasmine because Camp claims they never happened. And let's not even discuss the supposedly leaked phone call in which Mendeecees' confessed love for her sounds manipulated, according to audio experts. Could this have been assembled from various conversations and changed to fit a story? Now that everything is happening, Ems is probably keeping it cool. He's been posting cryptic messages that subtly criticize Jasmine, but he hasn't yet addressed her lies head-on. This means that he's letting the truth speak for itself because Jasmine's credibility is at an all-time low and her story is unraveling more quickly than she can keep up. This is what really got people looking at her. Her former friend recently came forward and revealed that, allegedly, Jasmine told her in private that she embellished parts of her story to make it seem more credible. This friend also has screenshots of conversations in which Jasmine confesses to faking things to get more attention, which is terrible. What will happen next then? At this rate, her entire reputation is on the verge of collapse. And let's not forget that Andy and I are just sitting back and letting her dig her own grave. I know you're all dying to know what happens next because, believe me, this mess is far from over. And what's coming up? Oh, we're talking about staged photos, fake documents, and even some shady dealings that could land Jasmine in serious legal trouble. But don't worry, we're breaking it all down next. Stay tuned because part 2 is about to get even hotter. All right. So just when we thought this drama couldn't get any more bizarre, it's about to get even more bizarre. This scandal is unraveling faster than a reality TV reunion fight, so hold on to your wigs if you thought that Jasmine Bleu's exposure was the pinnacle of this mess. Now let's get started. Remember how Jasmine was out here getting caught up? Well, it takes a turn that no one saw coming. The streets of social media are in complete flames right now, and the tea is hotter than ever. In contradictions, but it didn't end there. As soon as the first bomb was dropped, people began to unearth more information about her, and let's just say that things are looking really bad. Rumor has it that Jasmine has been fabricating a completely different story behind closed doors, and the receipts, voice notes, screenshots, and everything else are available for public viewing. When I tell you that this man finally decided he had enough of this mess, he didn't hold back and he aired it all out. According to sources, Mendeecees is allegedly saying that Jasmine was never the innocent party. Internet detectives have been working overtime and aren't missing a single detail. It gets even stranger from here. She has been acting like a well-meaning woman, but he claims that she has been acting like a manipulator the entire time, which is why she is now acting out. Let's take a moment to review the timeline, so you all remember how this whole thing began when Jasmine made these startling accusations. I mean, it's funny how the person making the accusations always ends up having the most to hide, and let's not forget about Yandy, sis, is over it if it turns out that Jasmine was projecting her own skeletons onto him. It seemed like Mendeecees had been keeping some dark secrets, but then the receipts came in, making Jasmine look like a suspect. The hope that she and Jasmine would ever get along again has officially vanished because, according to insiders, Yandy is now certain that Jasmine was planning your downfall from the beginning. Can we blame her? Imagine discovering that someone you once trusted was acting like a snake and that Yandy is done being nice. Snakes. Let's talk about how Jasmine's own group is beginning to turn against her. You see, when people realize they've been duped, they don't just sit quietly. They start talking. Apparently, some people from Jasmine's camp have come forward with some shocking revelations. Yes, we're keeping it cute, but it's said that Jasmine knew her story was false. Wasn't solid at all, but she pushed it anyway in the hopes of controlling the story. She really believed she could control the internet, but she didn't realize how far people would go. But wait, it gets worse. There are rumors that Jasmine might have had a fallback plan in case things didn't work out the way she had hoped. According to The Street, she was preparing to reveal more evidence to deflect criticism, but before she could do so, someone in her own camp turned against her. The story is now totally out of her control. The internet has officially turned against her, and the damage control is currently looking really shoddy. The question now is what will happen given that Jasmine is in a tight spot at this point, and it doesn't seem like she has many options left. Mendeecees and Yandy aren't supporting her antics anymore, and the public is seeing her through the act. Some of the largest gossip blogs that first supported Jasmine are now recoiling, perhaps after being fed a sloppy plate of lies. Speaking of lies, let's discuss how Jasmine has been handling everything because you guys are stumbling. She went from making bold claims and standing 10 toes down on her accusations to abruptly retracting her claims that she was misunderstood. Oh, how misunderstood is Jasmine? From the way those first statements looked, it was pretty obvious that he wanted people to believe a certain way concerning messes. But now that the roles have been reversed, it's, oh, that's not what I meant, girl, please. What's even more hilarious is that, in spite of everything, some people are still standing up for her. Why are you all still writing for someone who was caught lying? You have to acknowledge that the person you're writing for might not be they're acting like victims, and it's getting really embarrassing. But the worst part is that there are rumors that this whole thing is about to take a drastic turn. I'm talking about legal threats, more receipts dropping, and possibly even a full-blown public statement from Mendeecees himself and baby if that happens. This drama is getting messier by the second, and we're not even done yet. Part 3 is about to get even more juicy, so grab some popcorn because the grand finale is approaching. Jasmine's story is over because, let's face it, Mendeecees doesn't move until he has everything straight. Next, and believe me, you won't want to miss this. Just when he thought this story could get any wilder, another layer of madness appears. Now that Jasmine Bleu has been exposed for her web of lies, the internet is in a complete panic. But guess who isn't keeping quiet? Yandy Smith. You already know that when she speaks, she gives the whole. You see, Yandy took to social media while the internet was still analyzing Jasmine's most recent stunt. I can assure you that she wasn't holding back. She went live on Instagram, staring straight into the camera as if she had a mission, and believe me, she was furious and ready to drag everyone along with her. You would think that after Mendeecees was pulled into this mess, he would be the one to do it, leading the charge, but no, Yandy had everything covered, and the way she began her life was iconic. She started off by saying, "I've stayed silent long enough, but you guys need to hear the real truth. I can't sit back and let these lies spread anymore." At that point, the entire internet held its breath, wondering if she was going to reveal something significant and expose even more receipts. Call out Jasmine. To put it bluntly, Yandy's next move left everyone stunned because she didn't just call out Jasmine. Oh no, she went straight for her credibility. She began by enumerating all the instances in which Jasmine had been caught in contradiction, pointing out that this wasn't even the first time she had done this. To make matters worse, she even took screenshots. Although we don't know who specifically gave Yandy this information, CIS was ready when she began browsing through her phone, reading messages, timestamps, and everything. When those screenshots appeared, the comment section erupted, with people typing so quickly that it seemed like they were attempting to reveal their own FBI files, which was one of the biggest bombshells. In fact, Yandy displayed texts from months ago in which Jasmine was pleading for influence. Yes, you read correctly. Jasmine Bleu was attempting to stir up controversy for attention and even implied that she would be prepared to say whatever it took to get some headlines. The comment section was merciless, so Jasmine was planning to have the girl cancel her. I knew right away that something was wrong with her, but now that she's done it, Yandy is dropping receipts like a grocery store cashier, and I'm here for it. As soon as that happened, Jasmine Bleu's reputation took a severe turn for the worse. Within 24 hours, people were unfollowing her, dragging her, and demanding that she be removed. But wait, because just when you thought things were going to get bad, they changed. Couldn't get worse for Jasmine. Another plot twist occurs. You recall how quiet he had been the entire time? Well, it turns out that he was sitting on something big because, guess what? He actually had his own receipts. Late that night, Mendeecees shared a mysterious story on Instagram with no caption, just a screenshot of some text. And B, he didn't explain why it caused the internet to go crazy. Broke down every word to determine its meaning, and then all of a sudden he made a full statement. Let's just say that Jasmine was unprepared for what was about to happen because Mendeecees stated bluntly that he has been keeping some things private out of respect for his family, but he is done with the lies. He acknowledged that Jasmine has been lying for months and that he has evidence that she has been. As if that weren't enough, Mendeecees returned with another bombshell, implying that Jasmine had actually been caught doing this before with another celebrity, but was able to brush it under the rug. At this point, Jasmine Bleu's entire life was a war zone of people feeding fake stories to blogs and the comment section. As the story was unraveling like a house of cards, she attempted to repair the damage by posting a message claiming that people were misinterpreting her and taking things out of context, but no one was buying it. By the following morning, she had disabled comments on Instagram, and rumors circulated that Brands was discreetly separating from her. After the settling boom, another layer of drama develops because someone, most likely an old friend of Jasmine's, chose to leak some old DMs that revealed she had been planning this for a while. Let's just say those DMs were not a good look for her, as they were full of clumsy plans in which Jasmine discussed being agitated and using controversy to gain more attention. One message even claimed that they eat up this drama and that all I had to do was leave a few clues, with the blogs handling the rest. Excuse me, but you mean to tell me that this was all a game to her? At this point, the internet had enough hashtags to start trending, and people were dragging her everywhere, with some even calling for her to be placed on an official blacklist from the industry. However, Mendeecees and Mendeecees were. As Jasmine Bleu's empire of lies collapsed before her eyes, the moral of the story was that playing dumb games leads to dumb prizes. Jasmine Bleu just won herself the biggest L of 2025, but what do you all think? Is this the end of Jasmine Bleu, or do you think she'll try again? In order to recover, should Mendeecees and I take legal action, and most importantly, who will be the next to be exposed? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section, hit the like button, and make sure to subscribe. This tea is far from over, people. Jasmine Bleu believed she could win the game, but the internet never forgets the lies, deceit, and power. Pursuing it all fell apart more quickly than she could delete her Instagram comments. But the real question is, where will she go from here? Will she keep quiet and hope that people forget? Or is she already preparing her next messy move? What about Mendeecees, Smith, and Mendeecees? Should they go to court? Should they reveal more receipts? Give me your thoughts. If you thought this tea was hot, trust me, there's more mess ahead. Please leave a comment below and let me know if you think Jasmine is done for good or if she's planning a comeback. The drama in these streets never stops. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications. Stay tuned, stay messy, and I'll see you all in the upcoming one.